Diablo 4 is quite ironically burning thanks to the latest patch. Make sure to watch to the end.
Look, I normally try to strike a balance, and normally I try not to. I've done a lot of complaining in the past about games. And I try to go in, I look at stuff, I think, okay, what's the positives out of this? And I try to keep, the excitement and whatnot going for the people that are excited, etc.
Right. And it is your job. You do this for a living. So, okay, what else have you got?
But like my shirt says, not today. Okay? So if you don't want to see negativity, I would click off of this video now.
Okay.
Because this video is going to be my unedited thoughts on the patch after having tested it.
So, official Darth microtransaction review of the latest patch, and it's going to be brutal, it sounds like. So, if you don't want to hear it, click away now, but let's go along for the ride.
Having talked to a bunch of people, and honestly, after the live stream yesterday, I played the patch. I was like, I need a beer and burger. So I went to a bar, I had a beer, and I ate a burger. And I went home and went to bed and didn't think about it because I didn't want to. Then I came alive again this morning, and I thought, yep, still hate it. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
It was so bad he had to go out and get a beer and a burger just to like de-stress after playing it. It's not boding well. Let's hear what he has to say.
I want to address the first things, which is that there is hidden nerfs in the patch as well. There are things within the patch that are very bugged and very nerfed. I will give you one such example right now. I have 2 more skill points than normal. You know why? Because this move right here in Perfectly Balanced is now bugged, and it is a 1 out of 3. I have no idea why.
Oh.
It just no longer accepts 3 skill points. That has been already confirmed as a bug.
That's okay. Yeah, that's not good. I can agree. That is not good.
Cinders seem to be dropping way less. This is also confirmed as a bug.
Ooh.
You know what else dropped? The tier in which Nightmare Dungeon I can clear. And that one's not a bug because my character, when I logged in today, not only did less damage, but took way more damage.
Ooh.
The problem with this game already was not that I'm surviving too much. I don't know where that came into the equation and why you probably saw me be basically shocked when I was going through the patch notes. I was trying to be like, okay, well, maybe there's something I don't get. Because I'll be honest,
yeah, I don't think that was a good idea. If that was an intentional change, or I don't know if it was a mistake or what, because it seems like they could just patch that right after. Or is there no quality control that these patches go through before they're actually released as well? That's a problem. Yeah, because I don't think survivability isn't, or how long people survive is an issue. I don't know for sure at all levels of gameplay in this game, but I don't think so. So yeah, that's kind of concerning.
A lot of times I don't understand the patch notes as much as other people. I'm not a pro at this game. I try my best to give basic tips and entertain the audience.
Right.
I know that. I'm trying. Okay? So when I read these patch notes, like the Barbarian nerf and the Rogue nerf, sometimes
I don't like that they nerfed the Barbarian so hard. The Barbarian already got nerfed. You're going to nerf the Barbarian into the ground so it's no longer usable at all and nobody wants to play it? What is going on, Blizzard? Man. Ugh.
miss things. But I can't miss it when it stares me in the face when I log into the game and bluntly see, oh, I just die now. And what I don't understand is that this isn't
Maybe they're trying to make it more like Path of Exile. Because I've heard that if you just look away, you close your eyes for a second in Path of Exile, you could just die. Maybe it's trying to be like that. Who knows? I don't know.
Game where it's like I go 100% HP, 80% HP, 70%, 60%. Oh, I better heal 50%, 40%. Oh no, I made 3 or 4 mistakes in a row. When you die, you make one mistake.
Yeah.
You either stood in a cheesy CC circle and it was a skill issue of not dodging the CC, or a guy goes and then like runs through you and one-shots you out of nowhere.
It's true.
At no point in any of the times when I died before the nerf did I think, oh, wow, that damage was slow, methodical, and I could have avoided. It was always instant, and I'm always dying right now because of either one really cheesy thing or of a skill issue.
Yep.
So
yeah, he's got a point. Yeah, it was already like that. I mean, if you made it even harder to survive when it was already like that, I mean, you're just gonna get one shot left and right. You're not even gonna be able to react or respond, or I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a good play. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't think so.
When I started playing this patch and started getting nuked even quicker, I just thought all it did was take what felt like the damage problem, which is either I'm live or dead. There's like no middle ground.
Right.
And then just extended that. So
yeah, like I was just saying, that it's already been a problem, right? You could still get one shot by things and not really be able to react or know really what happened, and they just intensified that issue. So I don't know how this is a good thing. I agree.
I really kind of don't get that, and I especially feel bad for literally anyone that wants to play hardcore. We were going to do a hardcore challenge for the season 1, and like all of my friends have bailed on even wanting to play hardcore already. Now, I can understand the argument that I think people are making, and I myself was trying to understand with my copium of like, okay, where's the good in this? Which is maybe it's like a veggie shake, okay? Which is right now it feels bad, but it's good for you and the longevity of it.
I love that analogy, a veggie shake. Man, if you could just hold on, right? You're gonna squeak. You're gonna eke like 5-10 more years out of your life if you just keep having these veggie shakes. Yeah, no, I get what he's saying there. It's a great metaphor. It's hilarious, but I don't know if that's really the right play here. Maybe it's okay to be super frustrated about this patch because it doesn't seem to be a good one.
And then the longer I thought about that logic, I actually don't care if it is good for the longevity of it, because what it's not good is for the immediate-jevity of it. If that's actually a term.
No.
People are going to hate this.
No, it's not a term, but I understand completely what you're saying. It is, we shouldn't just be swallowing the pill and being okay with it. This is making the game worse. Let's all own up to the fact that it's making the game worse. Blizzard, it is making the game worse. Like, get it in there, man. I have seen so many commenters on videos that have way better ideas and like gameplay, I don't know, intellect than the developers at Blizzard. This is crazy. Come on, guys.
When you log in, your character feels worse. The people that min-max their gear just got a factual downgrade. No one feels stronger after the patch.
Right.
We all feel weaker. And the one I really don't understand is why we nerfed experience in a game that's designed, it looks like I've always said this game is designed for casuals.
Yeah.
And I've also, and me and everybody else that looks around says casuals aren't going to hit level 100. So why are we nerfing experience?
Yeah. So we're making the game even more grindy. So it's really not casual friendly at this point. I mean, I always said that, well, up to this point, I was saying that, they were definitely going to gear the game more towards hardcore players when that first season comes out. And I had no idea just how bad that was going to happen. Like, it's almost like they did the complete 180, right? They were totally geared towards casual players in the beginning to the point where the hardcores were actually pissed and bored. And now they're completely flipping. Like, okay, we don't care about casuals anymore. We already got the cash grab of the, like, what was it, like 666 million? I know, aptly put, right? In the first, 5 days after release, we already got the cash grab from those casuals, and now we just want to make the hardcore players happy who are going to stick with this game for the next 10, 15 years. I don't know, man. It's weird. This is just weird decision-making.
For casuals. And then why is the experience that is now it's way harder to get less experience?
Yeah.
They up the risk, but didn't up the reward in the same quantity.
Yeah.
So that part has been frustrating for me the longer I've thought about it as well.
Yeah, there's got to be reward for the risks that you take. Yeah, exactly. If you're going to get one shot out of it nowhere, you should be getting freaking 2-3 legendaries per elite or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is weird.
There's stuff I absolutely like in the patch. I like that they're adding new unique items. But when I realized this one isn't uber rare, I didn't realize this when I was reading the patch. I realized it the day after. I no longer even care that it's in the game because it's an uber rare.
Yep.
So 1 out of 30 billion people on the planet are going to get it. And here's the other funny part.
Yeah.
They made this uber unique a staff. So only some classes are even going to be able to use the damn thing.
Good
So
point.
the community has been very boiled up, so much to the point that they're kind of doing a campfire chat on Friday to discuss this, which I can just already see the Twitch chat and how this is going to go.
Everyone's gonna be raging in chat. You guys are idiots. What are you doing? Like boycott Blizzard, cancel Blizzard. Oh man, yeah, I can see it happening now.
It doesn't matter where you go. You can go to any YouTube video. You can go to any Reddit post. You can go to any Twitter post. I don't see anyone who likes these changes.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything from avid fans to people that, don't even like the game.
Yeah.
I actually talked to the Act Man.
Yeah, seriously, just any gamer who hears these changes, right? Anyone in the gaming sphere, right? You're gonna think to yourself, wait a second. So they completely flipped on how the game was kind of rolling just before the patch, and so like they made the game worse for everybody. So the experience is more grindy and painful. Like, what? Who would support that? I can't think of anybody who would support that. Even the hardcore min-max players, nobody can honestly say that they enjoy more risk with less reward. Like, if you're going to grind and be so hardcore in min-max, you still want to have a cool reward after it all, right? Like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
And on the live stream, and you asked them, did you think that these would be the type of changes you'd like? He's like, yeah, maybe it'd make it more difficult. But, it's like even someone who played the game a little bit and didn't like it, they're not going to come back to these games because of these changes.
Yeah,
my point here.
Yeah.
So the reason people are so mad right now is everyone basically just took all the time to build their character and then logged in on the day they expected to be hyped up for the season.
Right.
And when they came back to the game after probably like a week or two break, they just see that their character is worse and they can do less of the content that's in the game than they can already do.
Yeah.
They literally can do less content now than they could before.
Yep.
Right before the season. So they took a pin and deflated the balloon right as the season hype is about to start, baby. And this is...
Yeah, that was a bad move. That was a really bad move. I mean, if anything, like, make incremental changes, right? Like, it shouldn't be so drastic that it's, like, very obviously noticeable. Like, hey, it's way more grindy now. I do way less damage. I get one shot way more. This is not fun. Like, what? Yeah, you got to do really small, like, incremental changes, I feel like. Especially with the seasons just starting. Like, exactly what, like he was saying, there's a lot of hype around that. I know a lot of people were excited for that. And this is just a huge, huge letdown.
Supposed to be this is supposed to be the moment where like people come back and like, oh, here we go, so I don't really get the logic of the previous campfire of like, we're going to have you have broken, overpowered fun builds, but then you nerf everything right before it by like, I mean, we're talking big nerf numbers. Like, these aren't small numbers. You look at these nerfs, this is a 50 to 25%, so that is a 50% nerf on core stats of intelligence, cooldown by 30%. Critical strike damage, 17%. Lightning, 17%. Vulnerable damage, 40%.
That's big.
Okay.
Wow.
As much as vulnerable damage on crossbows is 65%. Inherit on swords, critical strike damage by 50%. This nerf's...
They just gouged the fun out of this game. That's like the best way I could put it. Blizzard somehow managed to just completely gouge the fun out of this game. I don't want to be too doom and gloom. I would like to believe that it could somehow turn around. Maybe they'll miraculously actually listen to the community. I mean, if everybody's upset about it, you've got to think they will. Man, I don't know. Wow. Really disappointing.
It's like everything. And then the stuff they increase is by 25%. And this has to do with just raw stats of like physical damage with two-handed, conjuration damage. They increased some stats to compensate, but the ones they decreased are multiple of the modifiers that multiply off each other.
Yeah.
Like vulnerable, critical strike, and core. These are all like, core stats. That is not core damage. These are all like individual multipliers, and that's where you get your big numbers from.
Right.
So everyone lost a lot of damage because of this, but what's more frustrating isn't even the damage. I mean, you could probably get past losing some damage, but it's the items. Like, people just went and farmed hell tides forever. They get perfect stat items.
Yeah.
And then they log into the game and their items are just way worse. Like, you can actually see this on my sword here. Like I went and I max row the vulnerable one, and this was like 70.5% or something like that. And I log in, it's 42% today. I'm just like,
that's a big drop. 70 to 42%. That's a big drop, man. Nothing about this patch makes sense. Like, this doesn't improve the game. I don't understand.
holy moly, that feels weird. I was actually okay with the Bone Spear build nerfs. Like, I know Evosion is pretty good. That's why I got ranks of it in my amulet. Obviously, the Splintering's good. It went from, you know, I mean, look at my row now. It's 129%. So I get nerfing the class skills, but they doubled down and they nerfed everything else. So everyone just kind of feels bad about this patch. And honestly, I feel bad about this patch. So I'm gonna put it this way, boys. When DM comes up here and has nothing like really positive, like I don't have a lot positive to say.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rare because I try to keep pretty positive and be pretty happy about things.
You know, okay, I'll try to be positive too. Maybe it's an extreme approach, but they have a good goal, right? So they did a huge nerf on a bunch of things, and they're gonna just slowly roll it back and reel it in until it's fine-tuned to the right point. Maybe that's what they're aiming for. Let's hope so. Or at the very least, they can adjust to that kind of goal based on the community feedback. Yeah, let's stay positive, right? I hope. Let's stay positive.
Thanks. But I kind of don't get this one. I really especially don't get the timing of it. There's only one argument I can understand, which is that they reduced all of the damage reduction, all of the total armor, and all that now to get a baseline because everyone's going to start new characters in the season.
Yeah.
And they want to see how weak people are so that by season 2, when they adjust resistances, they will be able to have better data to accumulate resistances within defensive properties. That's the only logic I can make out of this from like a development standpoint. Maybe they're trying to get the data. But here's my counter. I don't care if they're trying to get the data from it.
Right.
I want to have fun with the game now.
Right.
I just don't care. It's not my problem to develop the game. It's not my problem to figure out the balance of the game.
What I don't understand is I would think they would have a ton of data from the past Diablo games and how those turned out. Like, how could none of that translate to Diablo 4 to where they have a better idea of this balance, a better idea of how everything should look and feel? And with all of the testing they must have done in-house as well, like, how did they not have a better idea of how everything should be balanced at this point? I just, it baffles me. It actually baffles me. I understand that, you know, Blizzard is a company at the end of the day, and they're just trying to make money. But if you're trying to make money, I don't think this is the right way to do it by making your game less fun and more grindy. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
My problem to play the game and have fucking fun because I pay for the game. So I don't see a way in which I would even care, even if that is the logic behind it. So I don't have a lot of positive things to say. I'm sorry it's a negative video. I tend not to be overwhelmingly negative.
It's okay.
But I mean, I was live streaming, and it's just overwhelming how many people hate this. And honestly, after playing it, like I play it for like 4 hours, tested out stuff. Yes, you can absolutely still blast through Nightmare Dungeons if you have, you know, great gear and stuff. Yes, you can still kill Uber Lilith. I'm sure I can still kill Uber Lilith even with my nerfed build.
Yeah.
Okay. But the game feels slower and worse for having had these changes. And I'm just a little bit bummed out about it today. That's the honest truth.
Yep. I'm kind of picking up on that, and I can't blame you, and I definitely resonate. I feel the same, but let's try and stay positive, okay? Let's try and stay positive. I don't want to say that for Blizzard's benefit, but more for our benefit as gamers and as people who enjoy Diablo, right? I mean, I think it could turn around, like he said a little bit, and I said this earlier. It may just be an extreme approach. They're trying to fine-tune this game. They're trying to get all the balance right. I don't understand how they don't have balance figured out with all of the previous Diablo games, but they're trying to get everything tuned in, really fine-tuned and fun with still a lot of challenge and difficulty. And so maybe they're going to slowly roll it back until they find that really perfect point. Let's hope. Let's at least hope that that's what they're doing. And in the meantime, maybe take a break. Try another game. Woo! Okay. Well, what did you guys think of that? Those were some pretty rough changes there for Diablo 4. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, a subscribe, and I will see you next time.